I am Queen McRib. I'm bringing you all the CBL interview coverage as well as behind the scenes action. And I'm actually going to be joined today by the lovely Oso from CP SLO. He's the president, he manages both teams. What's up?
Not much, not much. How's it going?
It's good. It's good. How are you feeling about your team's performance in the CBL so far?
I think we're doing good. I think obviously both teams kind of had a rocky start in the first couple matches, but
Mhm.
I think we've kind of started to figure ourselves out just in team compositions and like just getting to know each other as a squad in both sides. And I think we're set up for a very successful season so far. So I'm very excited.
Yeah, so so you're now the president of CP Slow, but can you tell us a little bit about your kind of journey in gaming and esports, how you got here?
Yeah. So I started kind of playing video games back in the alpha of Overwatch, about I think
Mhm.
4 or 5 years ago. And I've just been playing that ever since. I got into Counter-Strike probably about a year and a half ago. And then saw Valorant come out over the summer. I wasn't really into it. I didn't play the beta, but my friend convinced me to play it, and so I just kind of checked it out. Been playing a lot of it, and yeah, just kind of as soon as school year started, joined a couple discords for Valorant, and the kind of head of the Cal Poly Esports, you know, offered me the idea of managing some of the esports for Valorant specifically, and yeah, we just kind of formed a every day we got a few more people to join kind of the Valorant esports area, and we sort of went from there, and it became more and more serious and day by day. And so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at so far.
Nice. And so you're also on top of all of these responsibilities, you're also a full-time student at CP Slow.
Yeah.
So what's your major, if I can ask?
So I'm a first year civil engineering major this year.
Okay. And does civil engineering, does it play a role ever into kind of your responsibilities as a president?
Um, it's definitely Um, it's definitely tough, and there's a lot of you have to manage a lot of different things. So there's a bunch of different aspects of it, and I think just the class load itself is very rigorous. And so I think that kind of plays into managing well because there's multiple aspects of managing, especially when you're managing two teams. You got scrims and setting up games and managing each and every individual on both teams and working around their schedules. So I think both require some level of organization. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and can you tell us a little bit more about your role? Because I know from each team, depending on the person, it can change, like managing styles can change.
hmm Yeah. So I basically originally I was just the manager of the gold team because we only had a gold team. But
Mhm.
then as we kind of got more and more interest, instead of having several subs, we decided to just make a second team completely. And so I basically organized scrimmages between other teams and the gold team, as well as the green team. Although I'm starting to shift some of that responsibility over to Guac, and because he is the captain of it, and wanted to take more responsibility there. But yeah, so I organize scrims. I reach out to all the captains of the opposing teams and clarify that games are good if they're not with someone. If the game isn't in a during a good time for one of my teammates, I'll work with the other captain to reschedule, record VODs, and help Blue do VOD review. And I'll sub in for a few games here and there too. I've subbed into the last two games this season for EDU. And so yeah, so it's just kind of whatever the team needs me to do for them. I'm there as a support in the game or just as a personal support for everyone else on the team. So
Yeah, you seem like you really serve this like supportive role, like you said, but like that's so much for like one person to manage and it on top of being a civil engineering student. That's insane. So do you like, is there any sort of like mental health and wellness like rituals or things that you have to kind of use to center yourself and stay grounded? Because that's a lot of stress.
definitely working out. Working out's a big thing. It kinda gets you can just, get rid of all, like, the outside world, and you just focus on, you know, sweating and getting a workout in. I'm a big swimmer, on the side, so, kind of just being able to hop in the pool and reset, after, like, a couple hours of working out, just kind of forget about everything else, forget about school, forget about, Valorant, have a couple of tilting games or lose a game in the tournament. And you can just kind of just take a step back, and you don't even have to reflect. You just kind of focus on something new completely. And so, yeah, just kind of that idea of just being able to move on from one thing and move on to the next thing really quickly, kind of keeps me somewhat grounded. There are definitely days where we have a really frustrating defeat. Like our first game this season was pretty hard to step back, and kind of analyze. But it's always just it's the beginning of the season. We have a new day the next, like we have a game 2 days later or something like that. It's always just saying, okay, here's what went wrong. We were down a player, or we were pushing a site too hard, and we being able to instantly know where we made our mistake and just how to improve it for next, and just quickly moving on. Definitely keeps the tilt from lasting more than a couple hours or a day, and making sure that we're back in our top mental condition before next game.
Yeah, I mean, and do you have any advice for upcoming students that kind of want to do what you do, want to be a president of their own esports team, and want to, be a sub and kind of be that serve that supportive role that you do?
Yeah, definitely build personal connections with each one of your teammates. I think one thing that's really helping me succeed so far, as this is kind of new for everyone, is just having having your teammates know that they can reach out to you for anything that they need, regardless of it being Valorant related or whatever esport it is related. Having them be able to personally reach out to you really helps a lot. People will text me saying, "Hey, I can't make today's game. I got something going on. I hope it's not too big of a deal." And be like, "Yeah." Just working around them, because, you know, we're all full-time students, all the players and everything, we're all full-time students, and that's the priority. The esport is for
Mhm.
us to have fun and to enjoy and to participate in some kind of school-sponsored event. So, working around everyone else's school schedule and being flexible, and, just doing what's best for everybody has really helped me. It makes everyone just on better terms with everyone else, and people don't I feel like the team doesn't see me as like a step above them or as a president. They just see me as another guy that wants to play Valorant at a higher
Mhm.
level of competitiveness, and I'm just there to make sure that everyone can play that level of competitiveness every single day of every single week, whenever they can. And so, yeah, just connecting with them and showing that you're not some kind of boss person. You're a leader. You are there to lead and to help. So.
Yeah, and I also have to ask because you kind of talked a little bit about it. You have two very different perspectives. You're both a president, you're managing both of these teams. You're also like a player who's actually on the field. So, I mean, can you give us some insight on what you think is CP Slow's strength going into this tournament?
Yeah, I think we have our positive vibe is our biggest strength. I think we've got a lot of like really, really mechanically talented players in V Money and in Blue. I think on the gold team specifically, and Cheeks on the green team. I think they're both very, very skilled players. But I think what sets us apart just from having mechanically skilled players is we all get along with each other very well. And no, I don't think we have a set IGL. Like I think V Money and Blue swap off of the IGL role very passively just between each other. And they're just everyone is cool working together as a team. We don't have one person stepping up and making all the calls and carrying. V Money is consistently top fragging our games, but we don't like he doesn't rub that in our faces every single day. We
Mhm.
all know that some people have good days, some people don't. When I play, I'm usually the bottom frag, but that's everyone recognizes that as like Valorant's a very role-based game. Not everyone is meant to go out and get the kills like you do in Counter-Strike. So I think just knowing that we're as working as a team and playing around, not playing around one specific player, but playing around each other as individuals. We're an individual-based team, but every teammate plays around each other, and around if one individual's having a good day, we play around them for a couple rounds and then just kind of work around that. So I think our flexibility and our positive vibe and our ability not to get tilted is really good. I think everyone has a strong mental toughness, and I think that's good.
Yeah. And do you have anything you want to say to your opponents that you're going to be facing in these upcoming weeks?
Just good luck, have fun. I think our gold team is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Especially, I think we've got a good chance at making playoffs. So best wishes to everybody. I think Cal Poly's going to come out, and we have a small chance to take it all. I think we'll definitely put up a fight against teams like SDSU and SJSU. I think people should watch out. They shouldn't take us for granted. We had a couple of rough games at the start, but I think we're starting to come back, especially with last night's game against Sacramento State.
Yeah,
So
I'd say so. Well, thank you so much, Oso, for finding the time to sit down with me. I'm it's amazed that you found the time in between managing two teams and being an engineering student, but somehow you did it. Thank you.
thank you.
Of course. And if you guys enjoyed this interview as much as me, make sure you check out our socials. All of our interviews will be on our YouTube channel. And once again, thank you, Oso.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Of course, and we will see you guys in the tournament. You might even see this guy out on the field soon, and
We'll
we'll see
see.
you guys later.
Bye.
Bye, guys.